For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, we're the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah! MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com. Yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, we're the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah! MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com. Yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, we're the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah! MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com. Yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, we're the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah! MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com. Yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, we're the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah! MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com. Yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, we're the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah! MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. kingdom come. Yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make good joy. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With story, stats, and spirit, with a loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you, yeah. MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, MetsXMFanZone.com, yeah, with me.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the MetsXMFanZone Live Podcast. As you guys just popped on in, if you guys are popping on in, I want to say hello to everybody and welcome to our live streams today, where we break down all of your latest inside of your Mets games. We give you guys all your latest Mets news, and we also talk about for today's game. Now, today's game will be featured against the Washington Nationals. That game goes live at 6:10 and also will be on all of your channels here on our platform. If you guys are joining in for the very first time, you just heard our two latest theme songs of our platform, which is here on the MetsXMFanZone Live Podcast. Hey, we've been really, ramping up some songs, and we've been kind of putting in some really cool different things in our streams. So we are definitely going to be giving you guys some of your latest Mets news with that. I know a lot of you guys have been missing the shows. I do want to address that firsthand. We've been working, we've been doing a lot of big things in the last couple of days or so please bear with me. We are going to be doing full live streams from here on end. I know, again, it has been a little bit bombarded with a lot of the spring training, kind of, with the World Baseball Classic. So right now I've been involved with the World Baseball Classic right now, so it has been a minute that I've been doing these live streams, but also want to keep you guys heavily engaged with our platform too. Again, we do apologize for the inconvenience that you guys haven't seen our shows in the last few days, because we've been working with the World Baseball Classic with Puerto Rico, Team USA, and also Team Italy. So we've been around there right now. So again, we do apologize for the inconvenience of me not getting our shows up there for everybody. So let's get into some of the latest topics that we have. Now, the Dominican Republic has been eliminated out of the World Baseball Classic, obviously, from yesterday. We saw some very interesting calls by the umpire. And, of course, it's Team USA umpires, so it's pretty much, these USA umpires calling these games as of recently. We saw a lot of our guys out there. So, it has been, everybody's been saying it's been speculation. Some of these calls weren't called right from the Team USA umpires. I totally agree. And, I definitely say that, yeah, it's always been an issue with our umpiring and whatnot. But, I really feel that call last night wasn't I I know a lot of people that like the call. I thought it was a great play. Will let's call it what it is. I mean, Will Smith is a very good player, and I know that a lot of a lot of fans out there kind of thought it was treated unfairly. Everybody is Team Puerto Rico, Team USA. But I am right now on Team USA side. I think Team USA has a really strong deficit of winning the World Baseball Classic. Yet to be, I do think that Team Italy is a very good team. Having a lot of our former players over there on Team Italy, and having Mike Piazza over there still, and we're loving everything that we're seeing from Mike. He's probably one of my favorite fans. I love Mike Piazza, but I mean, I just think with Team Italy, Team USA, that's going to be the semifinals. I really do. I really want to see that. I want to see Team Italy, Team USA duke it out, win it. Hey, I am all in it. I don't know if you guys are all in it, but if you guys are all in it, let's put it in the comments. Put it in the comment section down below. Who are you going for? Are you going for Team USA? Are you going for Team Italy? I mean, I have to put an all in favor on both. I really do think that both of these teams. I don't even have a favorite if that even comes down to that. So I definitely think I'm all in favor for Team USA. I think Team USA has the best talents in the world. And hey, I'm all for it. Hopefully we get to see Juan Soto back on our club, though. We'll see him hopefully in the next 2 days. It still hasn't been really yet confirmed when he'll be leaving. But as of now, he's not going to be in the next 2 days from what I know. So keep it at that. So oh, brother, I miss you too, brother. Yeah, I think with just Team USA, I know a lot of people were speculating on that. Listen, you know, I just think that from what happened, listen, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. What do I want to see with McLean just going all the way? One thing that I really love about Nolan McLean is his versatility. He's out there. He is probably one of the future bright lights of this Mets franchise. And the one thing that I really, really love with Nolan McLean is that he's able to use every pitch. He's able to have good execution on the strike zone. He's able to have not only good technique, but you can see on how with his fastball, he's able to have some really good execution, especially around the box. He could throw outside of the strike zone and really have guys attack the strike zone. I'm definitely going to go 6 innings for sure. Maybe even 7. Maybe even go as long as he can. And I really do feel that Nolan McLean is right now the bright light future on this team. He has pure excitement. He shows excitement. I think he's all baseball, no drama for sure. I definitely think that Nolan McLean is right now my number 1 type of guy, and especially in this rotation. And you know what? And he's only going to be better. He's going to get. I am putting him at the Grom status, but I know that's saying a lot. You put it into in the Grom sort of status and kind of put in the Grom there. But he can very well be right there, tier to the Grom, because he has that ability to pitch like the Grom. And could he be better? Absolutely. I just think that him, getting the pitching, getting down the spin rate on the ball, I just think that, in my honest opinion, is going at least 6 or 7 innings with Team USA. And hey, and if he could win it for us, I mean, I would be so excited, so happy to see that. Just excited to see that a Met could finally put this, final straw down in the World Baseball Classic and win it for us. I am so happy. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, with Peralta, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Peralta's electric stuff. Love what I'm seeing so far down here at spring with him. I do think that there are a couple of things that he does seem to need to work on a little bit more. But you know what? I'm not really worried about Peralta. I like him at top of the lineup. I think, in my opinion, that Nolan McLean will be my number 2 guy. And then I'm kind of, honestly, I really would like to go with Peterson as my number 3. And then Shomanaya as my number 4. Kind of go with number 5, maybe Clay Holmes, and number 6, kind of go with Kodai Senga. So, I mean, I kind of want to see a starting rotation like that. I mean, obviously, he's not ready to. Obviously, Nolan McLean is not ready to be that May top starter, but he could definitely jump up very well. He has to show, what he could do. But I definitely think that Peralta is your number 1 guy right now in that rotation. Yeah, I look at it this way. A lot of people have a lot of mixed reactions on Soto, and I reading a lot of comments here about Soto, especially throughout all of our platforms. Now, to kind of keep you guys in the loop, we are live on all platforms today. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, if you are watching us wherever you are, great to have you. But I mean, it definitely kind of goes down to show that right now, with Soto, yeah, I think it's kind of sportsmanship. I like that. I like the old school. I like the old school where I'm not shaking your goddamn hand. I'm getting on the mounds. Same thing kind of goes with the catching situation that we saw the other day. Just hey, 2 players kind of like rubbing shoulders. Yeah, hey, and I love that. I love seeing that old school type of style. Like, hey, I'm not shaking your hand. Kind of thing. And I was like, I am proud to see a baseball player kind of do that for once. But yeah, I just think that with kind of going with the whole Soto situation and Soto, finally starting to come back to us. Yeah, with the whole situation with Skanks and Soto, hey, it's all sportsmanship. I loved it. All right, well, let's go into today's lineup. I know I really would like to, get that going before anything. So today's live stream is sponsored by FanDuel Fanatics and also BetMGM. Now, throughout the regular season, just to keep everybody in note that you will start to see some graphics up on the screen, which will be on my right-hand side. I'll be giving you guys game cards, my game predictions, my suggestions. I will be doing that for the regular season. However, I'm not going to do it here for this live stream. But I mean, I am going to give you like a simulated scenarios. But if you are liking everything that you hear, FanDuel, DraftKings, and also BetMGM, we do are partners with them. We have sponsorships with them also as well. Also, you can use our promo codes if you are a first-time better on those platforms. You can use MetsXMFanZone. We'll give you a $5 free game play when you subscribe and sign up to those platforms. And it's only through a Mets parlay. So I know I had some people that were hitting me up the other day. Oh, well, it didn't work. It didn't work because you have to first of all, you have to sign up if you're a new sign up. And second of all, you have to use it only in a Mets game parlay. It has to be either in game or before the game. So a little bit of tippet on that. But we are going to give you guys some of my predictions in this one. So let's go ahead with today's lineup card. And again, I will have the graphics up on the screen. I just didn't have it prepared enough, ready for this live stream. But for our next stream, we'll have it up. So, but if you would like to follow, you can head over to our website. It is on MetsXMFanZone.com. On our plot, you can go to our platform there. We do have the lineup cards and my Anthony predictions. It is on there with our gameplays and our bet parlays. So if you miss anything from here on in. All right, so let's go with the game card here. Now, we're only doing Mets only. We will have both lineups. I'll have the both lineups up for tomorrow, but I didn't come fully prepared on the stream for both teams, but we do have for one. So let's go into today's game. Now, we got the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets. This is a spring training game. It does start at 6:10. Now, if you would like to see today's game, it is free when you sign up on our website by going to MetsXMFanZone.com. It is the ultimate destination where the fans go. It's a great platform. We give you right now free spring training games upon sign up. You guys can check it out. We are lowering our rates on our membership. I know a lot of you guys did bring it out to our attention, gave a lot of feedback on it. We are now moving our memberships to $9.99 a month. It is for all the games. It's all for our Anthony predictions. It's all for our game cards and for our live programming. Also, all of our products that you do see here on our streams, you can go to our shop by going to MetsXMFanZone/shop. You could also go into all of our other platforms on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Macari. You can get all of our products on there as well. And we'd like to thank SPM Apparels for providing those. They have been a big-time sponsor on our live streams for, I would say, 3 years already, and they are really great. So we want to thank them for everything here on our show. And plus, we got our latest is our mugs. I know a lot of people have been asking them, hey, you guys got mugs? We do. We have them. So let's go into our game card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the lineup card. I'm going to give you guys the pictures for today's game. And then I'll give you guys my predictions. Now, again, this is simulated. It's not published through those apps, again, through FanDuel, Fanatics, or BetMGM. So these are pretty much simulated cards that we have. But again, for the regular season, you'll be able to get those, and you'll get all of our scripts on there. So let's start this now. So we got on the mound for the New York Mets is David Peterson. Now, kind of what are we going to be seeing out of David Peterson in today's matchup? Now, David Peterson in his last couple of starts and what we have seen so far here in spring on him is kind of getting a little bit work on the edge of the strike zone. One thing that I've noticed with David Peterson in the last couple of starts is he's kind of working on the slider. He's kind of dipped a little bit into his speed a little bit, kind of going with like 88, 91. It's not nothing that I find alarming in my opinion. It's just that I think with David Peterson really needs to kind of boost up the fastball. He's got a little bit too much movement around the strike zone, kind of throwing it right now at 145, kind of 150, a little bit up into the strike zone. I think he needs to get that ball down just a little bit, kind of more towards the stomach area on players. But one thing that I've noticed with the ABS rule is that The dimensions go by based on the player, which I really like. I think, it shouldn't be standard. It should be based on the hitter. And I really do like that. I think the challenge zone has been called a little bit too much, but I just think that it's just kind of getting those works in, kind of like, with working on the ABS rule and then kind of working on the pitching itself. And I do see a little bit kind of complications on that, but I don't think it's a really much of a big deal. I just think that, right now with this matchup today, it's just kind of getting David Peterson just a little bit more work here. But, kind of give you a little bit on some history on David Peterson in 2005. Didn't look really good. He had a big higher. He had like a 4.86 ERA. It was a little bit high on the ERA stature. Kind of going a little bit. He didn't have many strikeouts. He had 129 strikeouts, which is decent. But, I mean, kind of going with the season the way it happened last year, he would go 4 or 5 innings and then he was done. But I kind of see a little bit of a difference with him in spring, kind of working, to kind of go a little bit more in depth with his slider, kind of a little bit on his curveball. Been working a lot on that fastball. But however, dipping a couple of notches, seems to be a little bit of learning of alarm to me, because the same thing kind of goes with Sean Manaea, because you're kind of seeing Sean Manaea bringing down that rip RSIP a little bit. Kind of goes the same thing with David Peterson. So I'm not, again, looking at things to be too much, but I definitely would say David Peterson to go at least probably tops at 4 innings. They do have him clocked at 69 pitches for today. It's not going to be, him going 5 or 6 innings, but they are clocking him to go at least max at 5. So hopefully we get to see a little bit some movement. Because right now you're going to see pitchers go a little bit longer in games now. So hopefully we get to see a little bit of some improvement kind of going with David Peterson on in this matchup. So what would I put in this? I would definitely put with David Peterson to go at least 5. If he can go a little bit deeper, go with at least 6 strikeouts. I'm definitely gonna give him 6 strikeouts. I don't know if I really would like to go for the win on Peterson, and I know it's a little bit early to kind of say, hey, who's gonna go with the win scenario? Guys are not gonna go wins. So, but I definitely would say that he will have a better outing in this one. So we're definitely gonna go with that. So let's go with the lineup card in this one. Now, this is a B team today. It's not an A team. So what are we going to see in this matchup? A lot of our guys did work a little bit earlier today. I happened to get a chance to see some of them in action earlier with Francisco Lindor. Yesterday, Francisco Lindor came back into spring. He started getting a couple of hits earlier today as well. Got a couple of hits yesterday. He's kind of working on a little bit of a couple of things right now. He still doesn't feel comfortable yet in the box. He's still getting some field work. He had some field work earlier today, which we'll be posting very soon, right after this live stream. But he's working on a couple of things. I think he'll be just fine. So let's go with your lineup card. So we have leading off in this one. Now, again, today's game will be live at 6:10. Will be live on our website on MetsXMFanZone.com. So if you would like to see today's game, it is free on sign up. All you have to do is head over to MetsXMFanZone.com and you can just sign up, get a free spring training plan, and you can watch today's matchup. And that's for people that don't have all those bells and whistles, like all the sports packaging and stuff like that. Okay, so leading off, playing right field, we got Carson Bench. Batting second, playing first base, we got Mark Vientos. Batting third and catching is Francisco Alvarez. batting fourth, and DHing in this one is Jared Young. Then we got batting fifth, playing shortstop is Ronnie Mauricio. Then we got batting sixth, playing second base is Christian Arroyo. Then we got batting seventh, playing left field is Jose Rojas. Then we got batting eighth, playing third base is Baron. And then we got batting ninth, playing center field is Christian Poach. So that is the lineup for today's game. So what's my first prediction in this one? Now, kind of going a little bit on some lefty and righties. Now, lefties, the Mets have picked up a lot in the offseason. You saw a couple of players like Roberts. You saw it in Bo Bichette. You saw it in Polanco. The Mets got a lot of good, lefties and righties that they picked up in the offseason. Now, and also the Mets got really good young talent now in the system that we have seen in the last few days. So kind of where are we going with in this one? Now, my number one guy is definitely going to be a guy that a lot of people like and love. Is going to be Mark Vientos. So how am I going to be looking at Vientos as one of my top picks in this one? He has been hitting a little bit better, which by far is what I've seen in spring. He's averaging right now at 229, kind of got a couple of hits from the left side of the plate, got some pretty decent hits from the right side of the plate also. But the one thing that I need to see right now coming from Mark Vientos is a little bit of a hot streak. He has been a little bit cold right now, but I'm still going to put him in the benefit of the doubt category. I want him to get hits. That, he needs to look at the mound a little bit better. I want him to go the opposite field direction because he has the good pull from going from the opposite field direction. He could catch a power from the left side of plate. You know what he could pull there. He has a good percentage at 65.78%. But could he very well match that is where I'm kind of looking at in this one. Now, pitching could be a little bit on the rocky side. So, again, I am not looking at this one to be a little bit, what if, but I definitely say that a guy like Mark Vientos could very well pull me out some hits if the pitching is a little bit vulnerable today. So I am going to go with 2 RBIs. I am going to go with some runs. Just if he could get those hits and get solid and kind of go with the opposite field, we know he could pull. Going at 268, at least at almost 300 coming from the left side of the plate, today could be a very good day for him. So he would be my number one matchup that I would pull for this one. Then my number 2 guy, obviously, will be Baron. Now, Broha. He's a guy that I feel that could really pull some strength. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of him so far. At third base, you kind of see him a little bit all over the place right now. Playing outfield, playing left field, playing third base, little first base. He's a really good player that I feel that the Mets could have some good value in him. Right now, the Mets got some good value players in their farm system. Could he be a guy that the Mets could put him on reserve? I could say that. But again, it's kind of like I would like to put him just a little bit behind for now. I do think that Tugman is a really good, valuable, asset for them. I do think Christian Arroyo is a very good asset for them. But right now, we need guys that could be put on that bench. And, going from last year, the Mets didn't have a very good bench at all. So kind of what am I seeing is showcasing guys that would be on the bench this year. Tugman, I definitely would say, again, with Christian Arroyo, maybe Rojas, or maybe Broha. So those are potential guys that the Mets could really keep here. But are they valuable? I do think they're valuable. And even same thing goes with younger talent, like in Carson Bench, which has been very impressive so far this spring. So how am I really going to determine this one? I'm going with the young talent in this matchup. So Broha definitely could be outmatched. Well, completely matched, but unmatched. So I'm definitely going to look at this with a couple of hits, try to get me some runs. Nothing to really, I just think he needs to just keep impressing. Just keep impressing, keep going up there, keep getting good valuable at bats. Now let's go with my next type of guy. Obviously, we brought his name in before. Is Carson Bench. Now Carson Bench is a guy that's going to put you up a lot of numbers this year. Expect to see them. Expect to see a lot of outfielding ability because he is a very good outfielder. Key numbers that I'm really looking at is versatility, getting me some really good at bats, putting power. Definitely go with a couple of runs. Go with probably at least 1 or 2 RBIs. Getting me hits is what Carson Bench will willing and be able to do. I definitely think that Carson Bench could really be valuable in this matchup, and especially with a batting average right now at 279. So I do think that he could put up some good valuables in this matchup. But again, if pitching is vulnerable, then he's a good asset here. So I'm definitely going to go with Carson Bench as one of my guys for this matchup. Now, let's go with comeback players. And I am going to be putting in Christian Arroyo. Now, Christian Arroyo could also make a really good asset too because he's going to be playing second base today. The Mets are a little bit stacked on the second base. They got some really good talent there. They're able to have some depth at second base. More than likely, he could be a very good asset coming off on the bench this year. There are guys a little bit right now under the radar. He is one of them, kind of going with, what Carlos Mendoza did mention to us earlier today, that, he is very valuable and could very well bring some good presence to this team, and kind of going with a little bit of a veteran style and playing second base, especially with Marcus Semien and having, having Semien and Polanco and having him maybe under that belt could definitely make some really good depth into that situation to kind of go with all three of them have really good bats is what I'm looking at. So Christian Arroyo to give me some runs, some hits. Looking for that in this matchup. Now, let's go with comeback player. Comeback player on this team. And I'm going with Francisco Alvarez. Been very impressive right now. Has putting up some numbers, keeping that, presence that he has been doing in so far a part of spring. I want to see that same energy go into the regular season. He's been putting up some home runs. We know the power that he's got. He's been having a lot of pop in that bat. Very impressive there. However, he hasn't been hitting off of really major league, mid-season, ready to go type of pitching right now. So he's got to show some improvement here. However, he has been looking good. So let's bring that comeback player back to Queens in 2026. And I definitely see Francisco Alvarez put up some numbers in this match. Now, going into tomorrow's start, now the New York Mets will be having against the Pittsburgh Pirates. We are hearing that Freddie Peralta will be pitching in tomorrow's start. Again, they want to get Peralta a little bit pitching as of what we know. So hopefully we'll get to see him tomorrow on TV. But today, the Mets are on TV tonight. So tonight's start is a 6:10 start. So kind of wrapping up a little bit here in our show, because game is getting ready to start very soon. So, in conclusion, what would you guys pick? Who are the guys that you like so far that we talked about in this podcast? Because again, guys that I'm really liking: Christian Arroyo. I really like Carson Bedge. I think is going to be a key factor here in this one. Going with Mark Vientos. And even Broha. I think Broha could definitely be a key factor in this lineup. So that's kind of what we have for you guys today. Now, again, if you guys would like to check out our shows, it is in our show notes and also in our profile. You guys can go check out the links that are provided for this live stream today. We would like to thank you guys for chatting with me, because normally we don't take the chats on our podcast shows. Normally we do it at 8:30, but you guys can chime in every day with us on our community by going to our website. You can chat in our community. You can talk with us in our community. We take a lot of Q&As on there. It is on our website, so when you sign up for a membership, you can get the ability to chat with me live on there, because I do a lot of shows on our platform too, and a lot of them are a lot of Q&A streams. So we're going to be doing that for the regular season. But if you would like to chime on in on our community, you guys can do that every morning at 6:30 and also at 8:30. We will be live at 6:30 a.m. when I do my radio show. That will be podcast and showed on TikTok and also live on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and also on Amazon Music, which will also be on our website as well. So you guys can, those are the platforms that you check out our early morning shows. Sirius XM is our main, so you'll be able to find us on Sirius XM as well. So you can head over there. 8:30. Me and Mountain Man, we always talk on all the latest news, and we take questions also too on our podcast shows in the early morning show. You guys got a little bit of a glimpse of our theme songs. We have 2 theme songs for our shows. I would love to get your reactions on those, because we are making different ones for each day of the week. So I got so many people that would hit me up. They're like, you gotta spark it up. Let's spark it up. So we have different audios for our shows each and every week. Like each and every podcast show will be different. I figured maybe we could do something really cool and then break that up or whatnot. But I would love to get your reactions on our first 2 theme songs. We do have for our jingles. Pop it in the comments. If you love them, tap on the screen. We're getting a lot of feedback on it, which I've seen all over the place here on Facebook. Great. I love the comments. Keep them coming. But if you guys enjoyed the show, of course, you guys can always tweet, like, and subscribe, because we always try to add new features. We try to add new things to our show. We will be having the graphics, so it's not like you're not going to see graphics when I do the shows, especially with the parlays, especially with the website. I mean, a lot of you guys are giving me great reviews on the website. Hey, it's well appreciated. I mean, we're working very hard and diligently on there, with the predictions and what I tend to put down on there. And then all of our game cards, all of our scorecards. You guys can get those as well. Because I know last year I was doing the scorecards and people were asking for them. So I definitely will have those as a PDF. I know a lot of people were asking, would you get that? Will you be, willing to do the cards and post them up? So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that too as well. So that would be part of the membership. So I would like to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys back here on another edition on the MetsXMFanZone.com. You guys could Also, share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, with a loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you, yeah. MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, MetsXMFanZone.com, yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With story, stats, and spirit, we read the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah, MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com, yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With stories, stats, and spirit, with a loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you, yeah. MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, MetsXMFanZone.com, yeah, with me. For the greatest team in Flushing, let's all make a joyful sound. The #1 fan destination that you finally found. With story, stats, and spirit, we read the loyal orange and blue. MetsXMFanZone.com is the place for me and you. Yeah, MetsXMFanZone.com, that's the place to be. MetsXMFanZone.com, oh, MetsXMFanZone.com, yeah, with me. For the greatest team in